What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Hard Count. Hosting, as always, Anthony. Joined, as always, by my boy CJ. What's going on this wonderful Tuesday night?
Hey, what's going on, man? All is well. Sorry, I'm a little late, but I had to figure out some things real fast. But we here though.
Duty calls, bro. Duty calls.
Nice.
You know the vibes. Of course, before we get into everything, we got to shout out to sponsors one time for the one time, as always. As we already got our boy Scurry in the chat. What's going on, Matt?
Yo, Scotty Matt.
What's
What's up, bro?
popping? But yeah, so if you want to bet on anything, go over to mybookie.ag and use code USM100. It will double your first deposit up to $1,000. So we got the NBA playoffs coming up. MLB is in full swing right now. I'm pretty sure there's fights this weekend. There's freaking horse racing if you want to. So go ahead. Bet on anything you want. MyBookie.ag, US700 doubles that first deposit. Next up, we, of course, have RxHemp, RxHemp.com, and then use our code RxHemp-USA to save you 10% on your entire order. They got the A1 CBD creams over there. I might have to invest in a little bit. But let me tell you, CJ, I don't know if you've caught any streams I've been on recently, bro. I did leg day, right?
Right.
And then the next day, went golfing with my boys.
Yeah, that's Charlie horse. A couple Charlie horses.
Not even that. It hurt a little bit. Yeah, whatever. But bro, the next day, I was crawling around. I wasn't even walking. So it was a tough life for your boy for a little bit. So RxHemp would have made me feel brand new. I'm gonna have to hop on the order. Next up, we got the Teespring Shop, teespring.com/store/rock. That's where we funnel all of our merch through. So if you want to support the network or you want to support a fine show like this one or any of the other ones that are on our network, make sure you go and check out the Teespring Shop. And then finally is our Patreon, patreon.com/unrocksports. $1, you just let us know that you like what we're doing. $5, you get access to our Discord. You get 10% off the store I was just telling you about. And you also get entered into an Amazon gift card giveaway. And then the $10 tier is everything I just said, except that 10% discount goes to $20. And you get entered into our signed memorabilia giveaway each month. This month is a Ricky Williams signed miniature helmet. So, if that's something that interests you, make sure you go and sign up on that $10 tier. But with that being said, we will hop in to everything involving the NFL world. And you know what, Matt? You said it perfectly.
Yeah.
Tebow Mania is back. I even put one of the hashtags on this episode, Tebow Time. I feel like you have to. So, with that being said, I just want your reaction. I talked about this a little bit yesterday with Josh. I'll give my little spiel after you, but what's just the overall reaction you got for it?
Yeah, this was the reason why I called the episode Connections, because I've seen a lot of people talking about privilege and things like that, and why Tebow got opportunity. At the end of the day, I feel like it's a couple things. Before I go to the football part, I'll go to the landscape of the Jaguars, right? So they obviously got Urban Meyer. He's more familiar with Tebow than anybody. For me, yes, I understand that the factor in there's a lot of guys out there that obviously want an opportunity to play in the NFL at that position. He's never played that position, all understandable. But sometimes it's just about who you know, and this just happens in life too. You may know somebody that has a certain position, or maybe an employer or somewhere where you're working at, and they put you on and they help you out. And I feel like this could be a factor. We haven't seen Tebow play tight end before. I'm really interested. I wish he was able to see the workout, like what he was doing. Was he running routes? What was he doing that gave the Jaguars an opportunity to sign him? Then also he's from Jacksonville. He's a legend there. They're bringing new life to that organization that they haven't had in a very long time. Other than that 1 year stint when it was Saxonville and they had those guys. But you look at when they first became a team back in the mid late 90s. They had a lot of life. You had Jimmy Smith, McCardell, Fred Taylor, Mark Brunell. They were a good team. And now they're trying to slowly bring that back together. I think bringing a guy like Tebow would only help. It would put people in the seats over there, and I think it's a good move, man. Either way, whether he makes the team or not, he's going to have to make the team. Obviously, those tight ends that they have now they're going to try to take the food off his plate, and they feel like he's doing the same thing to them. So he's going to have to work. He's going to have to compete. Nothing's going to be easy. They should do Hard Knocks on the Jaguars.
That's what I said, bro.
If they do that, then that's going to be must see TV. But I think from the football standpoint, he's familiar with Urban Meyer. He knows what he likes to do in terms of offense. It's his first time being a head coach. Why not get a guy that's comfortable on your team as a part of the 11-man on offense, make plays. They can do some trick plays, have him come out in the shotgun.
Taysom Hill, bro.
Yeah, definitely. He could definitely be a X factor. He's 34 years old. Yes, he hasn't played in over a decade. I completely understand those narratives. I completely understand those points. Those are solid points. But, this was the only team where he was going to get an opportunity. It was with Urban Meyer. So, let's just see how he plays. Everybody wants to downplay him. When he was on ESPN, nobody was keeping that energy. And then now, as soon as he gets an opportunity in the NFL, everybody wants to, have a certain opinion, whether negative or positive. So, I'm just interested to see how he plays. Want to see training camp, what happens. If he gets the starting spot, I don't feel like Urban Meyer would just give him the spot just because of the namesake. It would be because he earned that spot. Albert Breer did say it was either Albert Breer or Jeff Darlington said there were some people that weren't thrilled with the Tebow move. It's understandable. People say he's a distraction, but if he keeps his head down, makes plays, they could be productive for the team.
Yeah, I get you make a good point that he has to make the team first, and that's even something that I kind of forgot about as well. As you got some love over here, man. I said you're spitting facts over here, but it's weird. I said this yesterday on Gen Z with Josh. I don't think he lasts the season, and I don't think it's like an injury thing. I don't know. I just don't really see it going over too well. Especially, that's like what you said. The big thing in the NFL, and I heard it, I can't remember who said it. I was watching something the other day, but they said, nobody wants a distraction as a backup. And I don't know if Tebow is really going to be their number one tight end just coming out of, failing at professional baseball and then, ESPN and all that. So I don't know if he's tight end one. I think it was on the Pat McAfee show. That's what I think it was. So it'll be interesting. I don't think he lasts the entire season. I do like what you said though, and that was also a thought that I had as well, that they can do a lot of the trick plays. They can do the Taysom Hill type of thing. If anything, it's interesting. Like, it's just another thing that is going to bring attention to the NFL world for a little bit. It'll be fun to see how it goes over. Because, you have people coming out already, like people in the NFL, too. I can't remember.
Devin Bush?
Yes. Thank you. It was Devin Bush. He was like, can't wait to play Jacksonville. And
yeah. They're gonna come after him. Tebow's a tough guy. Listen, at the end of the day, you can say what you want about this and that, whatever narrative. Look at his college tape. The little stint that he had in the is he a quarterback? No, we're not talking about him being a quarterback. He transitioned to a tight end.
That's what everybody wanted him to do in the beginning.
Yeah, me and my boys used to always say back in high school, like when he was playing, like, he should maybe transition to being a tight end. They had there's that one little play out there where he did like an out route and like Sanchez threw him the ball, hit him in the helmet, and it was he dropped it or whatever. Everybody keeps running that clip over and over since the news, but we'll see, man. Preseason was going to be must see. We didn't get it last year, so now it's going to be some joint practices too. I'm not sure if they're going to do it this year with the COVID and everything like that, but if they do, they're going to test him, and if he answers the call, it should be interesting to see, man.
Listen, all I got to say is Jacksonville thought that they were going to get attention by having Trevor Lawrence in there. Now you got Trevor Lawrence and Tim Tebow. Those cameras got to go crazy, and that. I guess I kind of understand it as well, that it has to be annoying for the people on Jacksonville, though. Like, because all the conversation isn't going to be about them anymore. Like, nothing's going to be about the team. Nothing's going to be about, how do you think you'll perform this season? The first question everybody's going to get is, how does Tim look out there? How does Tebow look out there? Like,
Urban could shut that down if he wanted to. I mean, he can't stop them from asking questions. Obviously,
that's what I'm saying. I don't even think. I just think that they're going to ask it like over and over and over again. I think so. Like in that sense, they can't really shut down. I mean, if he wants to pull the Belichick way, we're on to Cincinnati. He wants to pull one of those, he could. But then again, Bill's kind of built it up where he's allowed to do that and kind of gets away with it. I don't know if Urban Meyer being a first-year NFL coach, if that's really going to fly with some people. I mean, obviously he can still do that anyway. He's a grown-ass man. He can do whatever he wants.
Right.
But it's going to be interesting to see what the reaction is. And, like I said, we've seen around the NFL, some people are really not happy. Like, there's a lot of NFL, this guy got an opportunity before him or this, that, and the third. There's people out there who deserve this more. About, you know what? Things happen sometimes. What's the famous saying, bro? Life isn't fair.
Life isn't fair. At the end of the day, and then I see people talking about, Kaepernick or whatever, but here's the thing, bro. Kaepernick had 2 opportunities post, the kneeling or whatever, right? First time Ravens hit him up. This before they even got Lamar Jackson.
He wanted some huge contract.
Ravens was trying to give him the contract. Then his girl puts a tweet out and puts, Eric, the owner, as a slave owner or something like that, and then Ray Lewis. So when you do that, it not only does that affect the Ravens, the other 31 other NFL owners, they're gonna look at that as we don't want that, and it's not like he's he had a solid 2 seasons with Jim Harbaugh, and then after that it was just okay. So
at best.
Yeah, it was just mid, and then he had the opportunity in 2019 in the fall. NFL wanted to do something, do a little private workout, see if he can get opportunity. He turns it into a publicity stunt. So I mean, that's on him, bro. So I don't want to hear the Kaepernick stuff, man. Like it's just corny.
See, like that's my thing. I feel like with that, the first 2 years I understood it, because even then there was people getting jobs and stuff that you were like, bro, really? Like, this is what we're doing? But
he didn't want to be a backup. He didn't want to be a backup.
No, yeah. But now, it's 6 years later, bro. If I, what are we going to do 10 years from now? There's some random dude gets a backup quarterback job. And Kaepernick couldn't?
Bro. They're just going to keep running that.
After a while, it's
just a way to get, now it's just a way to get clicks.
That's literally the way to look like a Twitter hero.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
That's how you look good in front of
everybody. Yeah, people just using them for likes. But yeah.
Man, I started getting to see Jordan Love, Max Jones, and now Tebow this year.
It's crazy.
What
if he's good, bro? Wouldn't that be some? That'd be some shit, bro. If he was good, imagine if he was good, bro. Like solid.
First game of the year, 6 catches, 100 yards, and a solid Tebow to end it.
I gotta see. I mean, preseason, if he's making plays.
Honestly, here's the thing, though. I can't name a single tight end on the Jags.
Yeah, they have Chris Manhertz and James O'Shaughnessy. That's it.
I know him, and I know him. Yeah. Bro, but then again, if you put both of them in a police lineup, I don't know if I would get it.
Yeah, bro.
So I mean, it's not like Tim Tebow's going into the fucking Bucks, where it's Gronk, Cameron Brate, and all them. He's going into the Jags, where you got people that are. I don't even think mid at best is correct, bro. They're bad.
Fair assessment.
Mac 10 season. Listen,
Hey.
Listen, I'm a Mac 10 fan now, bro.
We're gonna talk about that. I'm giving Cam 6 weeks. We'll get into that a little bit.
Okay. Well, we'll move on from Timmy Tebow over there. Actually, not before we do that. Do you remember when Tebowing was a thing, or was that just because I was in high school?
Of course, everybody was. I used to play pick up football. You score a touchdown.
Hell yeah, hit it with the
bro. Everybody was doing it. It was lit. He was lit for a little bit. He had that nice run.
Yeah, listen, that little game against the Steelers, and then he got smacked by our boys.
Yeah,
correctly, properly.
Yeah, they got obliterated.
But different story for a different day. All right. But with that being said, we will move on to Aaron Rodgers, Matt's boy. You thinking that he might have manipulated the media a little bit for Green Bay?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Obviously coming out draft day saying he doesn't want to be a part. I was spamming it. Doesn't want to be a part of the the Packers, and he's disgruntled. Yes, I think there is some issues between him and the GM, but
Calling him
they're
Jerry
gonna
Krause, crazy.
calling him Jerry Krause. Yeah, I, some people look at that as a bad thing, and as other people look at it as he built 6 championships over there in Chicago. He just wanted all the credit for it. That's why people didn't like him for it. He didn't just take a step back and just let Jordan and the players be a part. Try to get leverage. Yeah, of course. I mean, people are saying he wants the money. I think for me it was just lack of communication in terms of drafting Jordan Love. Now, so I get that, right? He's a star quarterback, and he deserves the phone call.
Oh yeah,
he deserves the phone call.
As much as Rodgers annoys me, you gotta at least pick up the phone, bro.
But at the end of the day, it's football. It's football, and he more than anyone should know that the team is always going to put the team first. Always, and always going to put the team first. He was. I don't know if the Packers GM spoke to Favre when they drafted Rodgers. I'm not sure. That was almost 13 some odd years ago. So I'd have to look back and see that. But even still, because quarterback, obviously it's the most important position in football. So they have this certain type of entitlement where they feel like they should have that call. I get the call, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's the game, bro. Like you got to go out there, earn it. And he showed. I mean, he showed had an MVP season. He didn't say much last year, and he went out and had an MVP season. Should they get some more offensive guys around him?
CJ for Packers GM. You gonna lead them to the promised land?
Yeah, I'm gonna try, bro. I would try to give up a couple ones for Julio, man. First off,
Jeez.
Yeah, him and Devontae, that'd be perfect to go up against those boys in Tampa. But yeah, I just think it was just lack of communication between the front office in Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. I think once they're able to put their egos aside on both ends, come to a conversation. I don't know if it's going to be in terms of an extension outside of this year. That's a different discussion because we've talked about this. I don't think he's going to be there long term. But also the GM came out and said Jordan Love has a ways to go. So what does that? I mean, what does that mean?
This is textbook.
Is that 2 years, 3 years? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to come together, man. Both of them have to put their egos aside, link up, and be like, hey, here's what I said. We should have did this way. Rodgers come out and say I should have did this way, and that's it, man. They come together and make it work. If they can't do that, I mean, they're all grown men. I mean, all these guys in their 30s and 40s, bro. If they can't, if they can't come together, I mean, they were what one potential Aaron Rodgers scramble run to the side to the pylon and to going to the Super Bowl. So it's like what are we? This is like first world problems.
Oh. First, this is the 1% problems.
Yeah,
that top 1% problems.
Exactly.
But I mean, listen. Let me tell you something. As somebody who is a media major in college right now,
facts.
This is textbook PR boom, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like this is A1 PR.
Mm-hmm.
This, could have said this anytime he felt like it. He comes out on draft day. Shout out Drake to say that he doesn't want to be on the Packers anymore. And then after that, a couple of weeks later, then all of a sudden it's leaked out of his group chat that he's calling him Jerry Krause and that he was upset about some no-name wide receiver being released and they didn't talk to him about a quarterback coach that they fired. If they were winning, none of this happens. If they won a Super Bowl with the exact same team, with Jordan Love as the backup, everything, none of this happens. It's literally the only reason it does is because you lose. And what do they always say? And it's true. Winning is the greatest deodorant that there possibly is. I mean, how long were Bill and Tom at each other's necks? Probably, especially after they drafted Jimmy, because he didn't want that. Brady didn't want that to happen. But what did they do? They won 2 more Super Bowls after that. So I mean, all that happens and nobody cares anymore. So it's definitely manipulating the media in a way, but it's also just he's like, hey, listen, it just got put out there. I can't say how it did. Like the only thing that we obviously know is that he was probably the one that leaked out, that he didn't want to be there on draft day. But I mean, how are you supposed to pin him calling the GM Jerry Krause? Came from a group chat. How are you supposed to pin that on Aaron Rodgers? It could have been any of the 50 people that were in the stupid chat.
Yeah, someone else could have said it, and he could have just reacted to it.
He could have hit him with a thumbs up.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on, Michael?
What's up, brother?
He could have hit him with a thumbs up, a little ha ha. You know what I mean? But it's definitely manipulated media, and he's trying to get the leverage, of course. But you brought up the good point as well that what does a couple years away or a long way to go mean for Jordan Love?
Yeah.
How the hell can you not do everything in your power to keep Rodgers now? Because this clearly is in a situation where we feel real great. We feel good about our backup quarterback. Like, this isn't I mean, listen, at one point, Bill felt good enough to get rid of Brady for Jimmy G. So this isn't even that type of situation.
Man. I mean, I really wish we knew. I will probably find out when Bill's like 75 and he's sitting down with whoever talking about it, what really happened. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Listen, the stories out of there are that he wanted to trade Tom and go with Jimmy, and Tom went up to Robert Kraft and said, bro, you really going to let this happen? And then Kraft was like, yeah, you're right. Bill, sit your ass down. Like, that's the story. So, but even if you want to take it as a hypothetical, because that's what we know right now. So let's just take it for face value, no behind the scenes. Like you said, we might never actually know the true story, but that's what the story is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Bill felt good enough to trade Brady for Jimmy. The Packers don't even feel good enough about Jordan Love to get rid of Rodgers.
Right, and this was Jimmy, 3 years already into the system. This wasn't like as soon as they grabbed Garoppolo.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years into the system.
Right. So it's like, yeah. I mean,
Jordan Love didn't even suit up. He never even put the damn uniform on for the Packers.
And they're talking about they're trying to bring in another QB, like a veteran. So.
Hey, Rodgers, we know you aren't happy here, but let's train your replacement. And when he's ready, Michael, it has to be the NFL has to be such an awkward place, though. Especially for, the quarterbacks, what are you supposed to do? Yeah, you're supposed to be that good guy to train your backup so he can take over after you leave. But also, it's like, all right, I'm going to train you, bro. So, I'm going to leave out a few things here or there.
I mean, he doesn't have to. They don't have to. They don't have to.
Do you really want to be that guy?
I mean,
what do we look at those people as? They're all assholes if they do that. Do you really want to be that guy? I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I would be that guy because I have no problem not being liked. But I mean, come on.
You gotta separate it, and the good ones know how to. If they're, you gotta be obviously it's still your teammate at the end of the day. Regardless of, it's still your teammate. You want to push each other to get better. That's one factor, but then it's the competition factor. So it's like, okay, yeah, you're my teammate, but I'm not gonna let you take my spot. And I think Rodgers did a good job of that last year. He said a few things. Pat McAfee show he was shocked by the move. Didn't react too crazy, but like I said, he showed it on the field. And I just think now it's a couple more variables, and especially how the season ended. He doesn't have any guaranteed money left on his contract, so he's looking for a potential extension. So now there's things to be talked about now. More things to be talked about other than just the Jordan Love thing. So now everything kind of came to a head to where he felt like he wanted to talk about a draft day. I think you have to extend him because even Matt LaFleur has come out and said he doesn't see a possibility where he's not a Packer. So you got to extend him. Find either at the 2-year, 3-year extension. He's 37. So
he just won an MVP, so it's not like he's on the backside of his career, clearly.
Right, yeah. So he has about he could play as long as he wants.
He could play another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, so they could
at like a good level too. I don't mean just total.
Right, at a good level, but then there's also it's going to be tricky because if he's eating up all the cap, and we talked about this too, if he's eating up all the cap,
well, you know what?
Guys?
I've decided that I don't know about anything about the cap, bro. Because there ain't no way that they pay in Patrick Mahomes all this money and then brought in Tooney and then brought in Orlando Brown and gave him a contract and are paying Travis Kelce and Tyreek. Like, bro, I don't get it. Yeah, they using overseas bank accounts, bro.
What's his? But the thing is, a lot of it is probably signing bonus. So it does. It's again. It's not on. It's not on the cap. That's how they try to manipulate it and do things like that. And Mahomes really took a friend. People, he really took a friendly deal. He took a 10-year deal off rip. He could have just took like a 5-year deal and tried to. Yeah.
Can you imagine if Mahomes somehow gets hurt though? How fucked the Chiefs are for the next 10 years.
Yeah, but I mean,
you are screwed.
But you see, that's why he did the contract he did, so they could be able to do certain things and build around him. And now, it looks like they have a solid on paper, a really good O-line.
Oh, absolutely. It's crazy, bro. Cap in the NFL gets so confusing sometimes. But hey, you know what? That's why we got CJ here to walk us through it here, Mr. Big Old Cap Guy. Big old Cap genius.
Trying to learn every day, bro.
You know what? Making the show better, one day at a time. What do you have as the most interesting quarterback situation right now?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the rookie quarterbacks. Clearly, Jets, Niners, Bears, and then our team. So let's start. I'll start with the Patriots. I'll start with the Patriots, right? if Cam, bro,
Cam Newton.
I'm rooting for Cam because obviously he's on my favorite team. So like his success, I would hope would lead to wins. So I want him to play well, but if not, it's just going to depend on the how quickly can Mac develop, and learn the system. Everybody talks about New England. It's a very high complex offensive system. McDaniels likes to call plays a certain way. So how quickly if he's able to grasp the offensive playbook will determine the lifespan of Cam Newton's time as a starting quarterback for New England. So I'm really interested to see training camp, what happens. Bill, as soon as they drafted Mac, Bill try to set it down and say Cam's our quarterback. And then, the reporter is just like, what do you mean? And he's like, Cam's our quarterback. So if Mac can come in there, learn the playbook and battle and make the right plays, because again, accuracy is something that Cam has struggled with in terms of.
And Mac Jones had the best accuracy after like an adjusted rating by Pro Football Focus.
Right, exactly. So if that can translate over to the NFL with some weapons around him, it's not like Bill's not putting any of these guys in a bad position like last year. You can say whatever you want about Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne, but it's definitely an upgrade from the receivers that New England had last year. Tight end production, night and day from last year.
I didn't even know we had them last year.
Exactly, barely used it. Running back position, you got Harris, Michelle, and White coming back. So they
drafted somebody too, right?
They drafted Ramondre Stevenson from Oklahoma. So. That backfield is definitely stacked with, and all four of those guys have different type of playing styles that can suit the offense. So I'm interested to see what happens in New England.
Can I throw this out to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got into a little argument about this, whatever, blah blah blah. I'm not against throwing Mac Jones to the Wolves.
Well, what you mean, like
week 1, baby, put him out there.
I mean, look, if he beats out Cam, then yeah. I mean, if he beats out Cam,
I'm not, bro. Not even. I'm sorry. I'm putting Mac Jones out there, bro. At this point, like, here's my theory with it. if Mac Jones is really your future, you might as well find out as soon as possible. Cam's only going to be here for probably just this year because I would assume if Mac Jones once again is the future, like we would obviously hope he is, Cam's only on that 1-year deal. He's probably not back next season. So yeah, you could have him sit behind Cam and learn and this, that, and the third. Bro, just throw Mac Jones to the Wolves. If he's awful, then you probably got to move on. If he shows some greatness, then you say, all right, we might have made a good choice. Let's see how he does in year 2. Year 2, he plays good, then you're fine. If he doesn't play good, then you can reassess and going into year 3. And then by that point, you're talking about picking up the 5th-year option, this, that, or not. By year 3, you probably know if he's good. It's kind of like what they did for Tua. Like, don't get me. This is probably what's going to happen with that. Like you said before, Cam will probably start a few weeks, and then they might bring in Mac like they did for Tua. But like this is Tua's year. They gave him all these weapons. They're supposed to be pretty good. If he's not good, they're going to draft another quarterback because they're going to say, all right, we gave you all of this, and you literally still couldn't do anything? Like, how is that possible? So I'm just saying, well, I like throwing him to the Wolves a little bit.
It's going to come because first off, here's how I see the team right now, how it's constructed. I think I said this a little bit last week. We had so many guests on, so I wasn't really able to dive deep into the point, but they're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball this year. Look at the offensive line, very athletic, very physical guys up front that we have. I feel like it's one of the best O-lines that we've had going into the season in a very long time. So Cam's ability to run could be a plus. It's just going to come down to, can he make enough throws? Because in the red zone we were terrible, but again, like I said, lack of talent. So it's understandable. If his running ability can open up guys being open, because if they're playing man, that's gonna obviously favor Cam because the defense's back is turned to him and he could get out the pocket and scramble and keep the series alive. If he can't make the throws, it's gonna be tough. He has to be able to make those throws. He can't turn the ball over. He has to make the right reads. How's his mechanics in the pocket? Pass win a double. I mean, I'm saying 11-6.
I think I had them 10-7. So
10-7.
Still agree.
11-6. I think winning the division. I see this division being a lot more competitive than last year. I think I'll go right into the Jets. I think the Jets, obviously they're not going to be, I don't think they're going to win a bunch of games because they're still really young. But I feel like they're going to be in some games, close games. Zach Wilson, people. Bro,
that man looks 12.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. People talk about his age, and that's understandable. But I feel like honestly, all 4 teams, other than probably Buffalo, the three teams other than Buffalo, gonna look to try to run the ball and take some of the pressure off the quarterbacks that they have. So I could see them being competitive. I'm not saying they're going to win a lot of games, but I think.
You think the Jets try to run the ball?
Well, yeah. Mike LaFleur is coming from Kyle Shanahan's offense, West Coast, kind of outside zone type of feel. So, and then obviously Salah is coming from right. Both of them came from San Fran, so they're going to use a lot of that West Coast.
Don't worry, Matt. It's only the second day, bro. You had like 3 pitchers today. All right, calm down.
So yeah, I think they're just going to be a little bit better. I'm not rooting for Zach Wilson 2 games in the season, but I want to do well because a lot of people are already doubting him, and like kind of people just sleeping on him a little bit. Well, I like the moves the Jets made. They actually did the right thing in terms of building.
They had a great draft.
Yeah, exactly. They built around their quarterback. So credit to Joe Douglas in doing that. I think that, like I said, that division is going to be tough. I don't think the Bills are going to go 13-3 again and just run roughshod through the division like last year. Miami, Tua, obviously a big question, like you said. How is he going to play with the weapons that they have now? But either way, all 4 coaches are defensive minded head coaches. So it's going to be tough games. We talked about let's go to the Jags. We talked about the Jags a little bit with Trevor Lawrence. I think they're going to be. Here's the thing with Urban Meyer. wherever he goes, it ends up working out pretty well. He went to Bowling Green. He started out at Bowling Green. They were winning a bunch of games. Then he went to Utah. Alex Smith became the number one pick out of the draft that year, ahead of Aaron Rodgers. Everybody knows about that. He goes to Florida, 2 national championships, got a Heisman out of Tebow. Then he goes to Ohio State, wins another national championship. So, whatever he's doing over there in terms of leadership, in terms of gathering guys, it works in terms of his coaching style. Now, will it translate to the NFL? That's the big question. I think it's possible. It's possible. Are those guys gonna buy in? They have a young team. The team is not like the team is full with a lot of veterans, where they may not want to hear the message. They have a new quarterback. Lawrence is going to start. I mean, yeah, Lawrence and Wilson. Those are.
Oh yeah, those plug and play.
You could book
and
it.
They don't even have a choice.
Right. You could exactly. And then I see people knock the Travis Etienne move because they have James Robinson rush for 1,000 yards. Bro, there's nothing wrong with having 2 backs in the backfield.
Honestly, I didn't like the pick until I realized how little or bad having a bell cow really is. You think about it, Zeke had 2 good years. McCaffrey finally kind of got hurt this season after being the bell cow for 2 years. Derrick Henry's the only one that succeeded, bro.
Yeah,
in this current day.
He's a lot bigger. He's a lot bigger.
Yeah, I mean, that dude's a fucking tank.
Right, exactly. So I like the ETN move. You get a guy that Lawrence is familiar with. I don't see why people are knocking that move so much. And again, there's nothing wrong with having two running backs in the backfield. They got Marvin Jones. DJ Chark has a lot of promise, a lot of upside. We'll see how he plays. Now having a true pocket passer that's accurate, it can push the ball down the field. I like the in a division that is really up in the air because we don't know, but we suspect Wentz will be better. Titans, they lost the Titans. That defense needs a lot of work. They lost Jonnu Smith. They lost Corey Davis to the AFC East. So is Tannehill going to be that guy to carry them to bigger heights? Because we know what Henry's going to do, but at the end of the day, they're still going to load up the box. And is he going to be able to make enough plays to get them over the hump? To me, I don't think so. I don't think he's that type of quarterback. But just in that division, they could probably win a few games, and they could potentially be in the hunt for a playoff chase. And then the Texans. 1-15. So.
1-15.
Yeah, 0-15. 0-17. My bad.
Yo, first 0-17 team in the first year.
Possible. Very possible. So, the Jaguars, if they get things clicking, they could maybe make some noise. We'll see. And what was the last? Oh, the last team, Chicago. Man, I don't see any.
Fields is there.
Yeah. I don't see Andy Dalton. I could kind of see it being
I got him 2 weeks max.
Yeah. I was saying 2 weeks. Remember Deshaun Watson? They had Tom Savage in for a half, and then Bill O'Brien's like, "Yo, Deshaun, just go in real fast."
Yeah,
it's over. So I could see something like that. Just because of Fields' ability to run, and that's just, I feel like that's something that they could use. They have David Montgomery. Allen Robinson. I hope Fields is good, bro, because Allen Robinson,
bro. R.I.P.
So much trash at the quarterback position his entire career. If not, he could leave next year and get the bag. Maybe fill up to one Patriots place.
Maybe. Something.
Maybe, but hopefully Phil's the guy. I think that could be a nice connection. And down in Chicago, and then also for Chicago's sake, I hope he's that guy. But I think Nagy, if it's, I feel like if it's close between those two, you got to go with the future, like you talked about earlier. You got to go with the future. I feel the same way with New England. Like if it's close between him and Cam, like I said in training camp. I mean, maybe Bill, because he's an old school guy. He might go Cam. He might just put Cam in there. But like I said, if he's throwing balls in the dirt, bro. Clip.
just man, the quarterback position is going to be really fun this year.
100%.
Like it's crazy like how much talent there is now. Like you think about it, it feels like there's always like a team that needs a quarterback for sure. Like I cannot think of one right now.
And needs a quarterback. I mean, you could say the Saints.
All right. Yes. True. You're right.
You can say the
Saints because I'm so used to Drew Brees being there.
Like everyone is solidified. Well, in a way solidified, but there's still questions about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like don't get me wrong. There's questions on if they're going to be good. Like obviously we say that they're solidified, but we don't know if they're even any good with even Lawrence and Zach Wilson and all them. But they ain't taking a quarterback next year. I mean, then again, I said that about the Cardinals and they took Kyler, so I don't know what I'm really talking about. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like you said, I think the only two ones that you can really be sure of right now are Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence are day one starters, obviously. I think Fields is in after like 2 weeks. I think especially if they start 0-2, bye-bye.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about Weezy out of there. That's Andy Dalton. And because Justin Fields is right there. I mean, Bears fans already making merch for the guy. I don't even know if he even been to Chicago in his life.
Very marketable, man.
But what was the Soldier Fields? That's what it was. That's the merch.
Easy. That's easy, bro.
Perfect.
Easy, bro.
And then even the 49ers a little bit with Trey Lance. See, here's my thing. I don't think they want him to play this year, but Jimmy's getting hurt. And like I don't wish injury upon nobody, obviously.
Right. It's just happens.
But I mean, look at the history, bro. Like I'm not Nostradamus over here predicting something. It's kind of common knowledge. So it's going to be fun. It is going to be very, very interesting. But also we talked about quarterback situations. Do you have a head coach that's on the hot seat before the season even starts?
Matt Nagy.
Okay.
For sure. I'm gonna say Mike Zimmer too. He had a couple good seasons here early in his Minnesota days, but they probably feel like they're better than what they are. You got Justin Jefferson, young rising star already.
Oh yeah.
Adam Thielen, extremely productive, makes big time catches, great route runner. You got Dalvin Cook, top five, top 6 running back in the league, however you want to rank it. Some people think he's one. And then Kirk Cousins. and that's the denominator right there, bro. Like whether or not he's that guy, just like I said with Tannehill, like is he that guy to take you over the hump? And then what did they do this year? They kind of light a fire under him, like, yo, bro, we're gonna take Mon in the 3rd round. Like, what are you gonna do about it now? Are you gonna step up?
And RG3 came out with those comments and said, "There's no way Kirk Cousins like this move because he's the complete opposite of what he is because everything that Mon does, Kirk can't do."
Right, exactly. So, if Mon goes in there and does his thing, they run a lot of honestly like 70s, like a lot more. I feel like more than half teams run West Coast. So get a guy that can move around, that move in the pocket, that can run. He didn't really run a lot at Texas A&M. He kind of stayed in the pocket, but he has the athleticism to do that. Push come to shove. So looking at Mike Zimmer. Who else? Let me see in the AFC. I mean, it won't happen, but John Gruden.
Oh yeah.
It won't happen just because of he's the most interesting guy
on the team. Left on that contract.
Yeah, he's the most interesting guy on the team. And Joe Judge. Oh no, not Joe Judge. Not Joe Judge. I won't say Joe Judge. I think he's good. I think he's gonna.
I actually like Judge.
It's gonna come down to
Can I give you one that I don't think will happen? But I'm very interested in, and I want to see your reaction to this one. Pete Carroll. what happens? What happens if somehow the Seahawks don't make the playoffs, which I think would be an absolute shocker. Don't get me wrong,
It's
but I
possible.
mean
Division is
that
stacked,
division's disgusting.
right?
Their defense still isn't very good. Their offensive line, mid
They got a
at
little
best.
better. Yeah, they got a little better.
Mid at best, though, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I mean, you tell me Pete Carroll misses the playoffs, and him and Russ got a little beef. Which one do you side with? I'm
Well,
going with the franchise quarterback.
of course, of course.
So I mean,
He's like 70, so of course.
it, listen, I don't think it like you said before. I don't think it happens. I mean, you said it, but I could, listen, just to be a little fun and throw Pete Carroll out there. I wouldn't. I'd be very. I would say this. I'd be shocked, but I would understand it in a way.
Yeah, if it's looking bad by like half the season, that's definitely gonna be a conversation that's gonna be had because there was already some turmoil in the off season. So, if that turmoil spills over to actual games, yeah, it could get ugly. He did get the extension, but we all know he could just resign and it's mutually parted ways. So. Yeah, a lot of pressure on that team over there. They've had that division for a while, and now you start to see the Rams. Rams been in the Super Bowl,
Bro, I just keep looking at this division, bro.
so
I mean, Seattle was 12-4 last year, but Rams got Matt Stafford now. Arizona's going to be better, and now you're telling me that the whole entire San Francisco 49ers defense coming back basically, and you're going to have Trey Lance and Jimmy G don't work out? No way they going 6-10 again. I mean, listen, if they don't make the playoffs, and like we said, even that, hey, Pete Carroll should be fired if Seahawks miss the playoffs, especially with the beef between him and Russ. Like I said, I think I would be shocked. Like I really would be, but I still think I would understand it.
same, bro. I mean, it's about wins and losses, and like you said, who they're gonna go with? Your franchise guy or Pete Carroll? it's pretty easy.
Easy question.
Yeah, if I'm John Snyder, it's a pretty easy answer.
All right, we'll move on from there. And this is another fun thing that I like to do. And I tried to do it last week, but I forgot about some teams. 2 teams in the NFC and the AFC that will make the playoffs that missed it last year. Because, listen, this isn't just like a hot take thing, this, that, and the third. It happens every year.
Yes.
Like, statistically, it happens every single year that 2 teams who missed the playoff the year before will make it this year. So, we'll start with the AFC. Who do you have that missed it last year? I'm not even going to play the whole thing of who you're going to take out because that's just way too much work.
Yeah, exactly.
There's 2 teams that you think. If I got mine, pinpoint.
I mean, you should know one of them.
Oh yeah.
So I'll go to the second one. I mean, obviously,
that was one of mine too. So
shocker, we're biased.
Yeah, that's one of mine too.
We're watching the show. We're obviously Patriot fans. So I think Patriots is going to be one of the teams. Reloaded, didn't rebuild. We reloaded. That's how I look at it. And got some new guys. Can it all come together? I think so. I think these guys maybe want to be motivated to try to get Bill one without Tom. Maybe that could be something that's going on in that locker room and kind of galvanize those guys and can push forward and win some games next season. So going with the Patriots one. Next, I'm gonna say Chargers.
Yo, my bad. I'm watching ESPN right now.
What are they talking about?
Nah, and there is their baseball highlight. This man just ran 20 miles per hour headfirst into the wall.
Sheesh.
Like not even like capping or nothing. Face first in the wall, full sprint. Knocked to the ground. Damn. God damn. But anyway, sorry.
No, you're good, bro. I think the second team would be the Chargers.
You know what, CJ? We're on the same page.
We're on the same page. Perfect.
Those are my 2 teams, bro.
All right, so yeah, you tell us why you think Chargers are gonna be that team.
I feel like you have to go Chargers, bro. Listen, they had the worst offensive line last year in the NFL, rated by literally anybody who watched football. You bring over Corey Linsley, who was the best center last year. You draft Slater, who people had 1A, 1B, whatever you want to say, tackle in the draft. You get another full year of Herbert, who blew everybody out of the water last year. Listen, if you had Herbert being good, bless you, because you were right and everybody else was wrong. That includes me. I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I didn't see it this quickly. You're right.
But I mean, Herbert was unbelievable. So now you have Herbert in another year where he should be getting better now. This is usually where they make their big leap. Keenan Allen's back. Mike Williams back. You're going to have, what's the running back's name? Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler, yeah.
You'll have Austin Eckler for the full year, hopefully.
They have Joshua Kelly, too.
Yep.
That's his name.
Obviously, losing Hunter Henry probably hurts them a little bit, but
they signed Jared Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And listen, let me tell you, I love Hunter Henry, especially because he's with our boys now. But I think his production can be replaced. I don't think it's like losing prime Gronk or something. It's losing a solid tight end that can be replaced. Yeah. And then you go over to the defense. You got a full year of Joey Bosa. Your corners are stacked. And you added Asante Samuel Jr., who a lot of people like. And I'm praying right now, please, football gods, give me a full year of Derwin James. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. So I think they're going to be super good this year, like 12 win good this year, maybe. So
12 wins in that division.
I got faith, bro.
With the Chiefs? Whoa!
I think they split. I think they split with the Chiefs, bro.
I could see that. Those games were
close. I think they split with the
year.
Chiefs. I think they sweep the Broncos. I think they sweep the Raiders. I mean, hey.
Yeah, I mean,
I like. Listen, I'm real high on the Chargers this year.
12-5. Shit.
Give me a little 12-5, bro.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you in terms of I could see them making the playoffs. For all the reasons you explained. They have another guy, third guy, Jalen Guyton, wide receiver.
New era for the Chargers, baby.
Deep threat. Yeah, new era. Yeah, I love
Brandon Staley. And a new coach, so maybe they'll actually win a close game.
Yeah. Brandon Staley now, being the head coach, coming from the Rams, defensive-minded guy, but he used to play quarterback. So I think that could be something. I believe they kept the offensive coordinator for the Chargers, so to kind of not have Herbert go through that switch so early in his career, which I think was very smart by the Chargers organization. So I could see them making that leap.
All right, now let's go over to the NFC. It gets a little more difficult for your boy.
Yeah.
I think I got one pegged though.
So yeah, I'm gonna say. Yeah, go ahead. No, you go. All right. No, go.
All right. 49ers. Okay. I think I gotta have the 49ers back. I mean, 6-10 with the defense being hurt all year, Jimmy being out a little bit. You're gonna have the full force of your defense back. Now, if Jimmy gets hurt, you're not going to Nick Mullins and all these other people. You're going to Trey Lance, who you drafted obviously with the third overall pick, so you think he's pretty damn good. Don't get me wrong, I know the division is so good. But with the extra playoff spot, I don't know. You could see 4 teams come out of the West.
That would be something, bro.
So I don't know. I'm gonna go with the 49ers as one of them.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you want to give one now or you want me to say a second one.
I'm gonna say the Cowboys. I think that coming back and that defense still has a lot of questions, but I like their 3 linebackers that they have. The front 7 still, if DeMarcus Lawrence can show any signs of how he played before he got the bag, That'll be a plus. You got 3 linebackers that can go sideline to sideline and go north south, and stop the run and get pressure on the quarterback. So if all 3 of those guys can stay healthy, then that'll be big time for them. And then that offense is stacked, man. I mean, Dak has to do is just stay healthy. You got 3 excellent wide receivers in CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, and Amari Cooper. Zeke has to come out and play better.
We don't need Cabo Zeke. We need Ohio State Zeke.
Yeah, we need Ohio State Zeke. And I like how Tony Pollard played last year for them out the backfield, kind of being that second guy.
Might have lit a little bit of a torch under Zeke.
Yeah, 100%. He every time he touches the ball, it seems like they always get positive yards. So I'm gonna go with Dallas, and I wanted to say Giants because I do like how their offense is, and their defense was top 10 last year. But Daniel Jones averages 2 fumbles a game since he's been a quarterback. So I'm just not sure.
Bro, he has like 6 career games.
Got the little Burger. Remember the Burger King commercial, bro? When he had like the little hand. I don't know if he's just not like using 2 hands. That should be a drill. They should be going over. And
I don't know how he shouldn't even be allowed to practice. He should just sit there with a football in his hand and try to get strip sacked every single time. Remember, what can go wrong will go wrong for Dallas. History says you're correct on that.
Yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. But I think Dak getting that bag, coming out playing motivated. That offense is really. All Dak has to do is the pocket. If that pocket is clean, you just gotta make the right reads, man. They got some guys that could definitely get open. And then I guess my second team. I was going to say the Giants, but I'm gonna go Arizona. They went 8-8. It looked like they were going to potentially get that playoff berth last year. I get what you're saying with the Niners, but I feel like they have the worst quarterback in the division. So I feel like that's going to be. I feel like that's going to be a factor in a lot of those division games that they're going to have, because when they went to the Super Bowl, the Cardinals, Murray was in his rookie year. The Rams had Goff, and I believe Metcalf was in his rookie year with the Seahawks, so they were a completely different team now. So that division is going to be a lot more competitive. They got Chandler Jones coming back. They brought in J.J. Watt. Yes, they lost Patrick Peterson, veteran guy, future Hall of Famer. But he was kind of towards the end of his career. He was kind of slowing down a little bit in Arizona. So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals and the boys.
See, my second team is tough because I forgot about the Cowboys, and I just refuse to pick them. Because I think, hot take. I don't know if this is a hot take. I think Washington wins that division again.
You think so?
Bro, that defense.
They have the worst.
That defense. That front 7 is out of pocket,
bro. But it's not going to take. They're not going to win the division when it's 6 games, bro. Not this year.
Yeah, but see, here's my other thing. Here's my other thing, bro. They didn't even have a quarterback last year. They were using the ghost of Alex Smith. And you might not like Ryan Fitzpatrick as a full-time starter and everything like that, but I still think he can win you more games than their trio of quarterbacks last year.
How many? What? Because they won 6 last year. For me, I feel like he's good for 6
Bro, they brought in Curtis.
The defense
brought in Curtis Samuel. Another year of Scary Terry.
True. That's facts. Logan Thomas, second year as a tight end. True. Yeah.
Yo, give me 10 wins, bro.
for Washington? Okay.
Oh yeah, give me 10.
I can't wait till next week when we see their schedule and we get to look at who they play. So we're gonna bookmark these records. You say for these teams, bro.
We gotta play the famous win-loss game.
Oh yeah, of course, have to. It's only right.
Yo, listen, I'm I'm stuck between two teams right now, and they're actually in the same division. You know what? Fuck it. It's a team we talked about before, and I think it'll shock you. Give me the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
Give me the Vikings to make the playoffs. Justin Jefferson's second year. Another year of Dalvin Cook on that level. Kirk Cousins, just do what you got to do, bro.
Yeah.
Just do what you got to do. Mike Zimmer, I got faith in you to help that defense out. Because low-key, you struggled a little bit last year. But I got faith. Listen, Matt, you worry about your quarterback, okay? You worry about Mr. Aaron. Like he ain't doing shit this year. Listen, you're not doing nothing with Jordan Love. I want to hear nothing. I was stuck between them and the Bears because I really think the Bears got a chance too if Justin Fields is in like week 4.
Yeah, they made it last year. They made it last year, which because obviously because the Cardinals folded, but they did make it last year with two mediocre quarterbacks. So, and that's possible.
Ah, man, what a year this might be.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one, man. I feel like it's going to be one of the best in terms of storylines, quarterback play.
Matt, there ain't a cap big enough in this world to fit that, bro. You are not better than the Vikings with Jordan Love, bro. Don't tell me to stop the cap. That's my segment, by the way. Because there ain't a cap big enough in this universe to fit all that. So listen, calm down there, Matt. But, you kind of touched on it a little bit. The schedule release is tomorrow.
Sir.
You got any games you're looking forward to? Because I know mine.
Well, I mean, I feel like we both have one.
We have to have the same one.
I feel like I'll start with the one that may not be the same. I'll go with I think the Packers and the Chiefs play.
Yes, because that was the Week 17 game that got added, correct?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely want to see Mahomes and Rodgers. I think it's their first time going up against each other since Mahomes.
Shame that Rodgers isn't there though.
Yeah, I think he'll be there though. I think that's facts. I think he'll be there though. I mean, either way, if he goes to a team like the Broncos, we'll see him twice. We'll see it twice. So, but I think Packers, Chiefs, and I think I want to see Zach Wilson versus Trevor Lawrence, 2 rookies going at it, and then of course. The return game.
The return, baby.
The return, yeah, 100%. Hopefully it's like a December game because that's where Tom is on a different level. You can try to get a dub on the kid, man.
Up in Foxborough. All I'm saying is, bro,
I want to see how the crowd's gonna react. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to see if I could try to get some tickets to go to.
Yo, I was just about to say that. You with a little road trip or what, bro?
Yo, yeah, bro. If we could try to find a way, we kind of do like a live reaction of the game. If we can try a way to get to that one, man.
I'm there. Because I gotta see Brady play before he retires. I have to do it.
Oh, you haven't? You haven't?
I've never been to a football game. I've only been to MLB games, bro.
Nah, you got it. Yeah, that would be the perfect one for the first one. That'd be the perfect one,
bro. I'm telling you right now, it's in Foxborough. I gotta go.
Yeah, bro, we could do that. Yeah, bro. I know those tickets are gonna be crazy.
Oh, crazy! But hey, we only live once. Shout out Drake for the second time.
That's a fact. So, yeah, bro. We'll see tomorrow.
Yo, watch. It'll be like week 1.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope it's in the middle. I hope it's in the middle of the season. Yeah, like.
Bro, what football game you want me to go to? Jets and Giants?
No, I went to a couple, but my most recent one was Jets Patriots. Tom came. I forgot what game. I think it might have been this Austin Seferian-Jenkins when he like fumbled at the one and then they returned it. Yeah, I was at that one. Woo, Liddy, it was lit. Yeah, them boys, them Jets fans was stressed, walking home sad. That was a good. Tom came back. Oh man, that was. Good times.
I gotta go see Mr. Tommy play.
Oh yeah, you got to, bro. You got to, man. Seeing that live, bro. That man.
He's a bad man.
Yeah, bro.
Aaron Rodgers, bad man, my ass.
Nah, yeah, that's just a Stephen A. thing, man. That's the real bad man is up in Tampa now.
There's only one number 12, bro.
Of course.
Come on, stop it.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. I'm trying to think of some other ones, but those to me would definitely stick out for sure. When we do the episode next week,
Oh yeah, it would be so much easier because
mapped
I mean
out
you
for
can
us.
look at like who everybody's plays, but like it doesn't look right.
Right.
So, but I can't wait for that schedule to release, bro. Like usually, hey, that's when like I said, that's when you start playing the win loss. All right, we're gonna win this one, win this one. Bro, I mean,
I'm already saying 11-6 for us, man.
listen, I got a nice 10. I got a nice 10-7.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, 10-7. I have a nice 10-7. So, and that's before seeing the schedule. Because what did we finish in third, which means we play the third place team of the other divisions.
Yep.
I mean, hey, wait, didn't we play the Browns?
We do play the Browns.
Ooh, I like that too.
We do play the Browns. Yeah.
That might be a nice little game, a little Baker Mayfield redemption. Because I'm pretty sure he played. Didn't they play the Patriots and he got smacked?
Yes, he did. Yep.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Nick Chubb fumbled twice. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a time! Back in the good old days.
Or 2 years ago.
Well, with that being said, we'll move on to our final topic. A little topic that CJ introduced last week. So CJ, remind the people.
Yeah, so it's called Heard You. So Connie and I, if we have something that throughout the week that we want to get off our chest in regards to the NFL, regardless of what it is, we're just coming to you guys and to tell you about it and let you know. For me this week, I'm gonna go with the dynamic between head coach and rookie quarterback. So a lot of people, it's to me, a lot of head coaches are very stubborn. They're very stubborn when they bring in their guy. In years past, we've seen them bring in like Jeff Fisher, so a couple other quarterbacks, a couple other head coaches as well. They want to stick to their system, no matter what it is. That quarterback has to adjust to their system. If you want to me, that's not the right way, especially for bringing in a young guy. What you want to do is, this from the coaching standpoint, and I feel like just from all the things we've seen so far, and I feel like this is one of the reasons why younger quarterbacks have had so much success recently, is because coaches have adapted to the strengths of what the rookie quarterbacks have been doing in college, implementing some plays into the playbook to make it comfortable for your guy. And that's what you want to do. You want to make it comfortable for your guy. So because what's that going to do? That's going to help the team. That's going to potentially lead to wins and lead to success throughout the game. That's what the head coaches need to do. And also, then for the rookie quarterbacks as well, they have to step up. They have to develop. I feel like both have to develop. It has to be a perfect marriage. If that quarterback really wants to be that guy, it's not an easy position. I know, like I said, it's the hardest position in football. But if those guys want to be successful, they have to develop, work on their game, keep getting better every single season for the seasons that they're there. And that head coach has to be able to adapt and use some and make it as comfortable as possible for those rookie quarterbacks, so they can be able to have early success. Early success leads to what it leads to is potentially building around him, since you're not paying him a lot. And then like I said, we know that narrative, and that's leads to a lot of wins and for a bunch of teams in the NFL in the last 7-8 years or so. So that's my piece, man. You have to be able to adapt. Have to adapt these days. We've seen it a little bit with the RPOs. The NFL has definitely moved to more towards a spread offense, and I think that's good. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've seen these rookie quarterbacks have so much success as of late.
Love it. Big fan. Adapting. Listen, you got to make people comfortable. That's kind of what I look at it as. You brought up the point of, doing like bringing in what they did in college and just bringing that to the NFL. Like if you can make things easier and I know it's a professional sport and why should we have to make it easier for them? We're paying them millions. Bro, shut up, okay? But if you can make things easier and you're gonna have your quarterback succeed a hell of a lot easier because you brought in something that they liked, why not, bro? It's just like I always go back to that clip with Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady where he's like, "What do you like to run, man?" And Brady's like, oh, I like the sticks and the out routes. And
Classic NFL films, yes
yeah,
sir.
love it. But
Oh
like
man,
it's things like that, bro. Just make the people around you comfortable, and you'll succeed. I think a perfect example of it too. The Eagles. What they do? They made Carson the most uncomfortable guy they possibly could. I've said this over and over again. Man should have won the MVP. Well, probably was going to win the MVP until he got hurt.
right.
Then they build a statue with Nick Foles, but say, don't worry, it's your team. And then draft a quarterback in the second round. Like, oh yeah. Nothing I love more than coming into my job with my biggest competitor having a statue outside of my office and then the guy who wants my job sitting next to me. Like, I'm good, bro. I'm good. So, excellent point, CJ.
Yeah, it's. I mean, head coach quarterback is the most important.
Nothing's more important.
Yeah, it's the most important relationship in professional football. So if you're able to get that down,
It might be in professional sports, honestly.
sure, yeah, exactly. We've seen great players in the NBA win without with some average head coaches. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Yeah, you might be you're right. So and then also you could even throw another factor in that in terms of the front office. We've seen Chase, Devontae Smith, Waddle, bringing in guys that they're familiar with, who are also they've had success with in college. It makes it an easy transition. The chemistry's already there, smooth sailing, man. So I like what some of these teams.
The other reason I don't have a problem with that too is it's not like Jamar Chase was like the 10th best wide receiver in the draft, but they still picked him 5th because Joe Burrow likes him. Like, nah, bro, he was probably the number 1 wide receiver in the draft.
Exactly.
So they pick him. Devonta Smith with
Philadelphia.
Yes. He's familiar with Jalen Hurts. You go back to Jalen Waddle. He's familiar with Tua.
Yes.
And none of them, I feel like, were drafted out of place.
Yes.
Where it was like, oh, we took him because he makes our quarterback comfortable. Like, no, you took him because you needed that position. Except the Bengals, I don't really think they needed it, but whatever. And they were actually talented enough to go into that position. So
yes.
It's an excellent point, like I said. Making people comfortable, especially in a job, like the NFL. I think it's probably one of the most important things you can do and not only as a head coach, as a front office, as a team, as an owner, whatever. If having burgers on Fridays makes your quarterback and head coach like each other more, well, god damn it, give me a cheeseburger. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah. And gotta make it happen, man. Gotta make it work by any means possible.
All right. Well, you know what? What a show.
Yes, sir. What a show.
What a show. A nice little quick one for you fellas out there. Listen, I blame this though on my professor. I told CJ this before he went live. Now let me tell you something, people out there. A little behind the scenes for my life. Now, if you say an assignment's due on the 12th, that should mean May 12th at midnight, not May 11th at midnight. So, you know what? To my professor out there, how about you stop the cap? How about I'll hit you. I'm gonna bring CJ's own segment into it. Heard you. How you not gonna let the boys know? I get an email at like 5 o'clock. It's due tonight. You're killing me, bro. You're absolutely killing me. But before we go, obviously shout out Matt, great show, guys, and then we got the network itself killing it.
Yes, sir.
So we appreciate all the love for sure. But we will shout out the sponsors one more time before we head on out of here. So if you're into the betting world, make sure you go over to mybookie.ag and use code US700 to double your first deposit up to $1,000. Here's Josh, bro. Always CJ carries.
Appreciate you, Josh. Shout out, bro.
We got to get you back on Gen Z, bro. Now that my computer's fixed and I'm not going to be lagging up a storm.
Hey, word, let's set it up, man. Set it up.
Yes, sir. But yeah, so if you want to bet on something, NBA playoffs are here. NHL playoffs are about to be here. Baseball is in full swing. I'm watching some highlights right now. So make sure you check everything out. MyBookie.ag, USM100 will get you all set up. Next up, we got RxHemp. RxHemp-USM will save you 10% on your order. They got the A1 CBD creams over there, hot and cold recoveries. So if you're a little sore from life, as I always like to say, make sure you go and check that out. And then we have the Teespring Store, teespring.com/store/unwrap. Go check it out. We obviously funnel all of our merch through there. So if you want to support the network in one way, or if you want to support your favorite individual show, probably like this one, make sure you go over to teespring.com/store/unwrap and check out all the merch that everybody works so hard on for sure. And then finally is the Patreon, patreon.com/unwrapsports. $1, you just let us know you like what we do. $5, you get access to our Discord chat. You get entered into an Amazon gift card giveaway, and you get 10% off that store I was just telling you about. And then the final thing for that is the $10 a month. You get everything I just said, except the 10% discount goes to $20, and you get entered into our signed memorabilia giveaway each month. This month is a signed Ricky Williams miniature helmet. So listen, if that's something you're interested in, head on over to Patreon and sign up to support the kids. All right. But with that being said, CJ, what you got before we head on out?
Hey, you guys follow me on Twitter at CJamesSports, Garter Podcast on Instagram, CJ versus the World on Twitch. We're going to be doing a wager in a little bit.
Oh, thank God. I need entertainment tonight when I'm writing this paper.
So trying to get some, a couple dollars today.
You dig?
You feel me? Nick game should be going on right now. Knicks Lakers. So I might tune in, man.
I'll never be the same in his ankle.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that kid is different.
Head ass, bro. So head ass. But yeah, all right. As for me, Generational Sports Monday, 7 Eastern. This show, obviously, me and CJ do everything in the football world. That's Tuesday at 9, or whenever we decide to actually go live. Usually it's my fault for being late, but finally CJ switched it up and it was his fault this time. It looks. And then Thursday, me and Mike will do everything related to the baseball world on Backstop Banter. That's at 10 Eastern. So make sure you go and check that out. My personal Twitter, Anthony Conner _ Gen Z Sports for my one show, Anthony _ Conover is the Twitch. Haven't been. I put all the podcasts on there, but the game and stuff's been lacking a little bit. But school's over now. School's over. Your boy might be back on that grind, playing a lot of MLB The Show. Because let me tell you, if I load up COD one more time, I might throw up. I play it way too much. But with that being said, shout out everybody for being in the show. Matt for always being active in the comments. But yeah, we will see everybody next week when the NFL schedule is out. Very excited about that one. So we will catch you.